rally for us. Because many people have come up to us these few days to say, Ben, we're afraid to vote for the opposition. Because if we vote for the opposition, the whole of Singapore will collapse. We're afraid to vote for the opposition because if we vote for the opposition, my town council will become broke and no more money. We're afraid to vote for the opposition because if I vote for the opposition, all the MRTs in Bishan Toa Payoh will shut down, close the door, and then we got no more MRT to take. I want to say one thing and say it clearly. And when I say this, it'll sound like I'm wearing white, okay? General elections is a very serious matter. Not for us here to rah and say, let's overturn the government. No. And I'm going to say that up front clearly, no. It is serious enough for us to say, we are here to want more than 2 alternative MPs in Parliament to represent our alternative voices. And it is serious enough for us to say on May 7th that we can have, in addition to the long-time experienced driver of the Singapore car, that there is more than 1 or 2 others beside him to watch him, slap him if he sleeps, tell him to turn left if he's trying to turn right, and steer this car to home. I'll tell you one other difficult balance that we'd like to find just before I end this opening, okay? And I really need all of you to help me with this balance, help my team with this balance. Many of you are here because you want serious questions answered. Many of you have asked us on Facebook, on email, in the MRT, you've asked us, Ben, why should we vote for SPP? You've asked us, my team, Ben, if we vote for SPP, what will happen to the town council? One person came to ask me, Ben, your SPP team is so small. Bishan Toa Payoh so big. You can manage, meh? Somebody else came up to me and said, Ben, Mr. Chum is so old, so frail, yeah, cannot speak as clearly enough. If we vote for him, then you sure he can last 5 years or not? And I'm gonna say this, okay? Tonight, we are going to try to do a different sort of rally from what our SPP rallies are. Tonight, you're going to hear Jimmy, myself, Hamim, Wilfred. We're going to answer those important, critical questions with figures, with hard data, with your intellect, and we want to make sure you walk away here convinced in your head as well as in your heart that you need to vote SPP. And so in a symbol, in a public symbol that we all hear, our heart, our commitment, our loyalty is first and foremost to Singapore, to make sure that this ship called Singapore does not sink, to make sure that this ship called Singapore is steered, driven to success. I'm going to ask all of you to stand. I'm going to ask my people to come up with me, and we're going to say all other opposition parties have got their opposition party pledge, right? Our SPP pledge is the National Pledge of Singapore. Will you stand with me and let's say the Pledge of Singapore, because that's who we are, Singaporeans, before we start this rally. 我们一起来 Hands on your hearts. We are first and foremost Singaporean. 我们第一是新加坡人。我们先用英语好不好 We, the citizens of Singapore, pledge ourselves as one united people, regardless of race, language, or religion, to build a democratic society based on justice and equality, so as to achieve happiness, prosperity, and progress for our nation. Thank you very much. Take a seat. 我希望我现在把时间交给我同事的时候，大家能够很郑重的听我们要说的话， 大家能够走出这个门之后，你脑子里边的问题全部要被解答。我要大家能够不光是心里面想要投 SPP， 头脑也要投 SPP， 知道吗 ？OK， 好 ，Thank you very much. I'm going to ask my MC to come out and introduce our next speaker, and you'll hear from me back again. And remember, we are Singapore.
Thank you, Mr. Benjamin Pwee, for the rousing introduction.